All right, so names and reputations always precede everyone in hip hop, because when you have a name, people recognize you. When you have a reputation, that's a respect factor, so people look forward to something. Tell me about the first time your reputation got made.
Oh, wow. One of them, to keep them in alignment with what we spoke about in the first interview, because it's really a lot of, I've been blessed to be in a lot of situations where a lot of positive things did happen. But I heard y'all talking about the pipeline and a lot of places, you know, where MCs used to come put it down. One memorable night that people always bring up, and it goes with the first interview, one time I was at Little Shills, and I was messing with Biz Markie and them at the time. Rest in peace to Biz. I ain't trying to make it like we was totally rolling, but me being with the street people that I was with at the time, you know what I mean? Whatever came through, we was seeing them. So I was messing with Biz. Shout out to Cool V as well. I mean, we did 2 songs with him. Me and my crew, combined skills. But through that affiliation, you know, one night we was at Little Shills and Big Daddy Kane was there. You know what I'm saying? And my crew was combined skills, which consisted of me, my boy S.H.A.quan, and Steve Devon. Steve Devon was from Brooklyn, so that's why the crew was combined skills. So what I was experiencing in life, it wasn't just Newark. We was running it up in Brooklyn as well. We was doing both. We was doing like a combination thing. So, you know, the night with Kane, I wouldn't say in reality that it was a battle, because, you know, people bring up the story like it was a battle. Sometimes they do sensationalize it in my favor, but, you know, I'm gonna keep it real. We was just rhyming. I was messing around with Biz and them at the time. I was even being considered to be a writer, you know what I'm saying? But anybody that know hip hop history, Kane was writing with him at the time. So to try to make this long story short, we all wound up in Little Shills, and you know what I mean, we rhyming and everything. You know, people that's gonna perform, you be backstage and all that, so we vibing, we getting to know each other and everything. And make a long story short, we got on stage. So he did like a show, did like a part of a show or whatever, but now that part was over. And so it was a part where it was me, him, Steve Devon, rest in peace to my partner that's not here, S.H.A.quan, maybe a couple of other MCs that I don't remember right now, but I rhymed. The rhyme that I said, all Newark MCs know. Y'all know the way we rhyme or the way we come in the cypher, we coming at you. I definitely said a rhyme, you know what I'm saying? And afterward, he said a rhyme, but in the middle of his rhyme, he stopped. I don't know if it's that he messed up in the rhyme or whatever the case may be, because we know he a great lyricist, so no matter what, we still know he great. But the way it went down, you know, people like, dang, Sha rocked it to where like, it's like he outdid Kane as far as the way how they was looking at it. Because he stopped and said, listen, this cat right here, mad nice. Like, y'all need to be, y'all should support this cat. Him being somebody that was out there, it's like he wanted people to know, like, y'all got somebody here that, like he a problem. He definitely a problem. You know what I mean? So that's a night that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people bring up. It was a lot of people there. You know, it was like I was a superstar, because I was around the superstars and Sha. You know what I'm saying?
The superstars are not the people that everybody knows. That's God worship, though, to me.
Yeah.
I mean, some people like the celebrity. That's why Instagram is dope right now, I guess, to the youngins, because, you know, as long as you could take a picture and look good at an angle, you the shit. And don't have like lots of numbers. Oh, you go viral.
Yeah.
But back in the day, there was no Instagram. So the stars were the people who co-signed you on the block first. Then you rapped, or then you played ball, and then he looked out for you. By having a Brooklyn MC with you as well, though, that's a little different.
Yeah.
Because that means you were across territory.
Yeah.
And there's stories about how Brooklyn and Newark took to each other. Even today, when you hear Waka Flocka talk about Newark, and he was like, it's like going back home. It's a time capsule. You're back in New York in the 80s. It's kind of an untold story.
Yo, the similarities with Brooklyn and Newark, I don't know if I'm cutting you off, man, but it's just like, it was off the hook, man. When I met Steve Devon, man, he moved to Newark. and probably late 1982. You know what I mean? More accurate would be 1983. And when he brought me to Brooklyn, it was like my mind listening to rap. I thought things were. I had a different perception. But man, when I went out there, Newark and Brooklyn was so the same. It was crazy, bro.
You know what type
both sides.
You know what side of Brooklyn it was that you were on?
Well, he lived up by Cotillion Road, Beverly Road, off of Flatbush. You know what I mean? The Flatbush area. But we was really. He knew people everywhere. You know, understand? So we was in the 90s. We was in Brownsville. We was in East New York. You know what I'm saying? We was really basically everywhere you could name. It was like we was sharing Newark and Brooklyn with each other. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's rare. Because that's not a story that you hear about too much in hip-hop. You hear about the cousin who came over and they bought stuff over here and everybody ate it up. You don't hear too much about the person from here who went over there and was accepted. They were home.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man, like they love Sha Skills over there, and I love them too, man. It was definitely love, but y'all know I'm bricks all day to the end, and they know that I never tried to change. I'm definitely the bricks. For some of them, I was their first recollection or their first instance where they was able to like see the vibratory nature of Newark. Like when I'm just being honest, when I used to go to Brooklyn, it's a very thorough place. It's a place that could put fear in your heart in certain situations. And it was funny to me that when I brought my Brooklyn guys to Newark, it was the same thing. Like when they came with me in Newark, they only moved when I moved, because they seen a couple of things happen. I noticed they wouldn't even go like to the store by themselves. And I ain't knocking them, it was smart.
Yeah, you in another person's land.
You know what
I'm saying? So you gotta move according to the land.
But that's how it was, for me with the Brooklyn Newark thing.
But combine the New York aspect of hip hop with the New Jersey understanding of hip hop. What did you gain from your team? And tell me about the members of your team and how y'all made each other great.
Well, again, I'm gonna start with Steve Devon. You know what I mean? He brother was from Brooklyn. He moved over on Elizabeth Ave. Late 1982, maybe 1983, because that's when I was in the 8th grade. And my mom, the best MC in the world, you know what I mean? Because he's deceased now, God bless his soul, but he was the best rapper I ever encountered. And what was dope about me and his relationship, he came into my class in the 8th grade. I was that rapper that's gonna rap about everybody in the class, from the first person in the chair, I'm gonna make a rap that got everybody in it. So he played the quiet role. He seen I could rap, but he was like, "Yo, you ever thought about taking this serious?" He's like, "Yo, you be doing it," but he was like, "Yo, it's another element to it." And at that time, New York was definitely dedicated to New York more than Jersey was, in my opinion. Like at their parties, they really party with hip hop. Like we party with hip hop, but the club was there. Like even when bro brought up Sensations. It had the hip hop room, which I definitely was in, but it had the club room too. So he just showed me a different seriousness about MCing. I got that from my travels with him, and running around and meeting people. Like we'll be in a cipher one day, I could burn somebody down in the cipher. The next day, this cat video coming on. You know what I'm saying? As far as when I started messing with the New York people, so. It made me take it a little bit more. My getting serious was more developed through that relationship with him. Then my man S.H.A.quan, Sha.quan, we called him S.H.A.quan because, you already had Sha Skills and S.H.A.quan, and when somebody say Sha, we both be looking. So my homie, he was like, all right, S.H.A.quan, but he's Sha.quan, and he just another lyrical beast, man, you know what I mean? And we formed what was called Combined Skills. And we had dreams of taking over the world with MCing, but it didn't quite play out like that.
No, it didn't, but roads were set up because of that combined team that you had. Because you got different identities that came from the same love. And when you get different identities, you get different perspectives. What did each one of them teach you about yourself that you didn't know about yourself previously?
Wow, that's a good question, bro. Devon definitely brought out the serious side. I was more a playful type cat. I developed into a more serious type of cat, and it's not just through Devon, but since we talking about like MCing and rhyming, he the one helped bring that aspect out of me on the lyrical tip, to like take it serious. And then Sha, S.H.A.quan, it don't hurt to have partners that are so good that it's like you gotta keep it going. You gotta do what you gotta do to stay sharp, just to even stay up. So I was blessed to have two partners that I feel you could pick any one. We all look at each other as the best.
Ah, that's what I'm looking for. The best. Because the best is not something that you could deem yourself, because we have a whole lot of legends that ain't legends. You know what I'm saying? And we have a whole lot of people who give the name goats and they're not even rams. No sheep in them. You know what I'm saying? And we got people who give themselves these titles. Back in the day, from what I remember, you were a legend if you could go around the city and ring bells.
Yeah, I could do that.
Tell me about a time you went off of Elizabeth Ave to another side of Newark where people were like, yo, that's that dude right there. Cause you already got Brooklyn. We already know you was out. You was out by state. Tell me about in the city though.
I'll give you a story with the Gov, cause I want to shout them out too. You know, rest in peace to the Govmatic, man. Love the governor. We go back like old highways, man. I remember a time, it was my birthday, right? To be honest with you, I was like doing some street stuff, but just trying to come out of that, trying to get a little righteous. And they was like, yo, it's a showdown at the pipeline.
Yeah.
Right? And Gov and them throwing it. They got you on the flyer and everything.
Okay.
I'm busy doing something, but I'm like, yo, let me shoot down here real quick. And I remember coming down there and performing, but leaving though, like just literally came in there. By the time I came in there, Governor, I'm like, yo, it's like your time to go up. I literally, you know, went in there and rocked it and bounced. And just to hear from him later, like the bump into him later, he like, yo, we still play that. He like, yo, you came in there, did your thing, and just bounced. And, you know, it was just good to hear of him telling me about him and other MCs, you know, liking what was done. So that's something that could come to mind quickly as far as a time when it wasn't down the hill and I, you know, went to North Newark and did my thing.
Tell me about Govmatic though. Cause like, with Gov being gone now, and there's so many stories and ways people keep him alive.
Right.
How do you keep Gov alive within yourself? What did Govmatic mean for you, and what was your relationship?
Man, Govmatic is hip hop, man. We just hip hop, man. When I met him, and this is crazy because I met him in Swan through Steve Devon, even though I'm the one living in Newark and they live in Newark. But like I told you, and I know Swan attest to it, Steve Devon was one of the dopest. So he met them, you know, they was raw, cause people ain't really want to rhyme with us, bro. Like I couldn't really hook up with a lot of MCs, but oh man, with these guys, man, it was like Lee and Beat Street, man. It was like Wild Style hooking up with these guys. It was the old nostalgic hip hop, man. We'd walk across the bridge. They was living somewhere off of Hawthorne at the time. Not on Hawthorne, but I just knew we had to cross the bridge. I know jokers almost robbed us going to their house. So I'm talking about that type of hip hop, man. Go to their house. That's when we was calling him PKC, Prince Kid Chill. I also remember him as the tag guy. You know what I'm saying? I go back far like that. So he just hip hop, man. That's what he bought. Like if I rock around now, that's Govmatic is in that. Cause that's the first group of other MCs and Nook that we met that was rocking on the level like we was rocking on. Well, we would say the same thing, like these cats is the best, but we know we all saying it. We all have a respect. We know as MCs we think we the best, but we give honor to each other like, yo, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You without a doubt good, or even Wiz might say great.
So then was there a best, or was it just
I'm keeping it real with you, man. As an MC, me personally, I'm always gonna feel I'm the best, but I do admit and have love and respect for other people that could do it.
I think what it comes down to, everybody claims to be the best, but the only way to ever be the best is to challenge yourself.
Right.
Now, recently we had Smoke in the City.
Right.
And Smoke in the City was like our own homegrown verses. So we had people like, we had a beat battle, 2 producers. Shout out to Armando. Shout out to Stan Ipkiss, Headphone Therapy.
Shout out to all the beat makers.
We had another two, which was Fa Familiar. He's like energy. He's like the party. And then you had Realist Promise, who was like the lyrical, like, bar fest. He's the bar buffet. You know what I'm saying? Like anything you want, he can get it to you. Then we had Grumpy Old Man, and we had Chops the Savior.
Right.
Once again, the entertainer showman versus just riot bars.
Right.
And what it was a celebration of what the best could be interpreted as.
Right.
Because in my estimation, there is no best.
Right.
Like there is no top 5. It's all era driven in how you understand music.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way I see that there's a best is through a cipher.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best cipher you ever done?
I was in one with KRS-One one time.
And
I mean, it's just beautiful if you ever be in a cypher and every MC is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Where y'all just all like, you just, man, it's a feeling I can't even explain to you, man, unless you mess around with it the way I do. You know what I mean? So I've been in some ciphers where it wasn't no clear best. It was just like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? You an alien, he's an alien. Like, we all aliens, you know what I mean? So sometimes it materializes into music and things being done. Sometimes it's just a respect when we see each other. It don't always materialize into a song, but you know what I'm saying?
You were a member of the Justice League. Everybody was the best hero in their certain profession, and when they brought it there, everybody stood next to each other, not under each other.
Yeah. As far as you bringing up the Elizabeth Avenue thing, from the time I started rhyming to maybe around 1996 is when I went more on the spiritual journey, and I probably wasn't even around if you was looking for me. But from that time I started rapping till then, when you talk about this Elizabeth Ave thing, if anybody ever came through down there during those times, they coming to get me, bro. I could be in London, England somewhere. They gonna want to, like, they gonna come get Sha. Like, go get Sha. Like, if you come down there and you really killing it, you know what I'm saying? Then somebody's go and get Sha. So I done met a lot of great MCs throughout the years, man. I want to shout out these 2 brothers. I've never seen them again. One brother name was Nasty Q, and another brother named Millie Mill. For all the brothers that was down the hill, we had an epic battle. Well, my little cousin Habib from Fairmount Avenue, was actually the one making the beat. Shout out to my cousin Habib. Beeb used to be the one making the beat and the staircase type. You know what I mean? We talking those days. You know what I mean? So I done had fun with this thing all my life, bro.
Thank you for watching our presentation. We ask that you subscribe to our YouTube family and hit the notification bell for updates. Please like, comment, and share this video.
Real